is how I went from being a workaholic and in a marriage I wasn't happy in to making six figures in my own business while working 20 hours a week and living a life I love. Number one, I figured out the role that my nervous system was playing in my stuckness. I learned that being stuck oftentimes comes from living in a freeze state. We often get into this state when we've been stressed for too long or we've had a sudden, powerful event that caused stress in a moment and it was just too much for us. If you're living in this state, it'll be virtually impossible for you to move forward. So no matter what external action you want to take, it'll feel like a struggle. And then comes the judgment, which reinforces a feeling of being overwhelmed. And an interesting analogy for this state is playing possum, since it can often cause people to freeze, slow down, feel immobilized, lethargic, hopeless, trapped. Does any of that feel familiar? If so, you might be in the freeze state. But the good news, it's very possible to shift out of this state and find clarity, inspiration, and a direction forward. Number two, I learned that there are parts of myself that were holding me back to keep me safe. If you've ever said to yourself something like, a part of me wants to go to this party, but a part of me wants to put on my pajamas, stay home, scroll through social media, those are real parts of you. If you are feeling stuck, there may be a part of you that is keeping you there just to protect you. These parts are often created during childhood when we might not have had as many resources as we do now. For example, maybe you learned during childhood that being seen by others can be unpredictable and dangerous. So part of you could have been created that helped you make decisions based on that information. Now, as an adult, you likely have more resources, but that information never got to this part that was created. And if you address the root of the issue by sitting with the uncomfortable feeling, these coping mechanisms often simply go away on their own, like magic. And that was the case with me. Number three, realized that I'm creating my own experience. I've got a bunch of examples of this from my own experience, but pick one from a client of mine. When we first started working together, she hated her job. In fact, she hated every job she was at. She always had to be on the defensive. In her words, people in the corporate world are just out for themselves and to step on you and get to the top. Ugh, can you feel how heavy that is? And that's exactly what she got. It was her experience for years. So we started working together to shift that belief. Instead of spending time talking about her crappy current situation, we focused all of our time on how she wanted to feel in her job. We visualized it. She felt the emotions of how it was to experience a supportive, encouraging team. And to fast forward, she got a job that she didn't even apply for, and she's been there for 2 years now, and she absolutely loves it. Realizing that she creates her own experience changed her life, and it can change yours too.